Hello there, my beautiful collective signs. This is Rachel with Dark Knight Coaching. So today's video is a traditional Celtic cross spread. It's a tarot reading where I pull about 10 cards and then I pull probably about 10 different cards from my oracle decks. So if you're here about love, this may not be a message for you. I feel like a lot of this has to do with career or pursuing something and finding your sense of self, your sense of direction. Although for some of you, it might have to do with love or a third party. So if that resonates, make sure you watch this full video. But the song that I was guided to meditate to was No More Tears by Ozzy Osbourne, which is why the title is what it is. And I tap into my higher self, into my clairvoyance and clairaudience and those sorts of things through music. That is my form of meditation that really gets me in like the gamma brainwave frequency. And that's where I get messages for you and for me. So I'm going to go ahead and tap in or dive into the tarot rather. I've already tapped in and pulled those cards, but the first card I had for you was the High Priestess. This is a card of tapping into your higher self, your higher knowing, that inner gnosis, and your divine feminine energy. And then the challenge here, or the cross here, is the Queen of Pentacles. That's what makes me think this is more so about finances or a job or career than anything. So some of you might be on the job hunt or trying to figure out if something is going to be worth your time, because in your foundation here you have the Seven of Pentacles. That is like, is the juice worth the squeeze? You know, it depends on how much effort and time you want to invest into something. But I feel like in the past you might have made an error or given into temptation, and that's kind of why you find yourself in this predicament. And I say predicament because I feel like you had some sort of choice to make, and it kind of left you in between a rock and a hard place. Sometimes in life we find ourselves in these like almost impossible situations where like we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. So it's like, which of the lesser evils are you going to pick? And for some of you that may have had to do with some sort of third party situation just because of the Three of Pentacles. But for others of you, currently you might be working with your community trying to maybe find a job or do something with funds or funding. I don't know why that's coming through pretty clear, but it is. But there, in the near future, you might find yourself at another crossroads with a choice to make, because the Chariot card here is a fast-moving energy, but it's also an energy of choices. This could be like long distance when it comes to an opportunity or something along those lines. However, the subconscious energy that you're dealing with is Queen of Cups. So you're still trying to be in a state of lovingness and kindness. But that might be just kind of challenging at this time when you're trying to let go of negativity and when you're trying to find, I don't know, something that just like speaks to you, like what it is that brings you joy and passion and things like that. Now, what's in your control here is the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like luck is on your side when it comes to getting some assistance. Right now, I feel like you might be feeling a little bit left out in the cold, or you're going to be feeling a little left out in the cold shortly. But I think that's due to a misperception. And I think there is going to be clarity here, because how people see you is the Justice card and the Moon. This tells me like maybe there was some sort of injustice or something didn't get justice completely, or there was just a lack of closure when it comes to something. This could have been a job opportunity where somebody like got the job out from under you through either like false pretenses or through like scheming and bad behavior. So like those things do come to light eventually. And I feel like you're really hoping that someone will see things from a different angle. And that's what the Hanged Man is here. This is in your hopes or your fears category. So maybe you're hopeful, think people will see things from a different angle, or maybe the other way around. It could be your energy that maybe was a little misleading. So you're fearful somebody's going to see it and that'll come to light. But the future outcome here is the Five of Cups. And I feel like this is that being left in the cold energy. This isn't always a bad energy. It's not necessarily a great thing, but it's like sometimes we have to go on our own path without the people we thought would tag along in order to understand where it is we're actually heading, without the bias, without the opinion, without, another's perspective, because they haven't walked a mile in your shoes and they don't know what it is you are, what it is you've gone through completely. But now, however, some of you might have a mentor that you're leaning into because you don't want to be left out in the cold or left behind, and that could be very helpful to you at this time. But that's what I have for you, collective, when it comes to tarot. And I'm going to dive right into the oracle cards, because a lot of these are very cohesive messages. So like the mentor card came out here with the archetypes. I think this came out for Pisces, I want to say, as well, so that might be significant. But the mentor is like a wise owl, somebody who you can look to when you're in a state of confusion. And I do feel like you are a little bit confused as to why things had to happen in a certain way, a certain direction. And this is also a chakra card that's tied to your crown chakra, which is your connection with your higher self. So like you're trying to tap into this high priestess energy, and I just feel like it's a little bit challenging at this time because there's a lot going on. Now, the cause and effect card came out. That to me directly says like you're aware of your actions and the effect that they have on other people and yourself. But it says you are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. So, you know, love is important when it comes to putting, how can I phrase it? Love is important when it comes to building a solid foundation. However, love sometimes isn't enough. You know, when we have responsibilities in the 3D, pursuing something we love is great if we can afford that, or we don't have responsibilities that, you know, can support a certain type of lifestyle. But I do feel like you realize how impactful your mind and your thoughts are. And as you follow your heart and as you follow this higher knowing voice, basically, you're going to find a sense of direction. So clarify what you're seeking so the path becomes clear. And that's the direction card with a nice little compass on there. So I do feel like you are beginning a new chapter because you have new life, number 39. And I feel like that can be confusing because it's new territory. You've never been here before. So it's like you're trying to release the past and trying to move forward, and sometimes the past and the future kind of conflict a bit because time is not linear. So when you're trying to close out an old cycle, things act like a spiral and they keep coming up. So it's like you thought you were done with something, and then all of a sudden something or someone from the past comes back and kind of maybe shocks you. But it's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio, so Scorpio time frame might have been a significant period for you. And then you also have I am pure magic. And when you tap into your higher self, when you tap into your third eye and your crown chakra and your heart chakra, and all those things are aligned and open, that's when the true magic really begins. That's when you can access those clairvoyance, clairaudience, those clairs. That's when you know you're really in alignment, when you start to get messages from your higher self, from your guides, from spirit, because you're really tapping into the quantum realm. You're tapping into that dimension, basically, that we all have access to. And this is like scientifically proven. So I do feel like the third eye chakra is important. And I have an amethyst crystal with me, and I'm not sure why, but that was sticking out really badly. So make sure you have amethyst. That might be important, especially if you're working on your third eye chakra. So this card says harness, use your mind's eye to problem solve, ask your inner self for direction, and look at the problem from different angles to see if your intuition can guide you. So that's really trusting that inner self, that inner knowing. Sometimes that's very difficult if we've had a history of almost like self-sabotage behavior, but like a history of being deceived by other people. It can be very, very difficult to trust yourself if we've been manipulated and gaslit and all of those things. But I do feel like this new life, you are really coming into your own skin. Number 14, great possession from the source, creating success. You are rich either in material goods or in knowledge, wisdom, and power, energy, talent, or relationships. Whatever form it takes, you have something real and potent in your possession. That which you have or you are, you can give. This pure potential is an opening to source and a promise of abundance. Given all you have, who will you be, and how can you affirm or support what is good? So that, to me, number 14 is a card of giving back, because when you give, it makes you usually feel good. And now I'm not saying just give to everyone unsolicited, not at all. I'm saying like choose who you give and expend your energy on, and try to pick people or situations or scenarios where they're going to appreciate that. But I feel like you're done giving parts of yourself away to people who do not appreciate it. And I think that's why that song was guided today in the meditation for me to listen to, because it's like you don't have any time or tears to give anyone else that's going to not appreciate you. And that's a great thing, because that's the cause and effect of having self-worth and self-value. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully this video helped. If it did, please smash the like button. It helps my channel grow and I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you next time.